She didn't post, she didn't tease it, and there was no announcement ahead of time. On Christmas Day, right in the middle of the game, the broadcast suddenly shifted, and there was Taylor Swift walking into the stadium like it was any other day. No build-up, no warning, just a quiet arrival that instantly pulled attention away from the field. That's what made this moment stand out. We've seen Taylor at games before, but this time felt different. The timing, the silence, the way the cameras cut to her without explanation. Because when someone shows up on Christmas without saying a word, it usually means more than just support.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce attended a wedding together, looking fantastic. Travis guided her over a puddle.
When Taylor Swift went onto the field to greet Travis after he won the Super Bowl, she stayed aside to let him greet others.
No one was expecting to see her there, especially not on Christmas Day. While most people were spending the holiday at home with family, Taylor Swift quietly arrived in Kansas City, choosing the stadium over a celebration of her own. There were no announcements, no fanfare, just a low-key entrance that immediately caught attention. That choice alone made the moment feel different. Christmas isn't just another game day, it's personal, and showing up on a holiday like that sends a message without ever saying a word. Fans quickly picked up on it. This wasn't about being seen, it felt intentional, almost private, and that's why so many people started reading deeper into what this appearance might really mean. But the surprise didn't stop with her arrival. What made this moment even more interesting was what happened after the broadcast cut away. Not long after Taylor's appearance aired on TV, a separate clip began circulating online. It was shared by the NFL's official X account in Brazil, showing Taylor Swift walking through the stadium on her way to her suite. Here's where things get curious. Reports suggest that footage wasn't filmed live in that moment. It's believed it was shot earlier, then quietly held back, waiting. And if that's true, it means someone made a decision about when the world would see her arrive. Not at kickoff, not during warm-ups, but right in the middle of the game, when attention was already locked in. That detail didn't go unnoticed by fans, because holding a clip like that and releasing it at just the right time feels deliberate. And once people realized that, the speculation only grew. Almost immediately, fans began reading between the lines. This wasn't a flashy entrance. Taylor Swift didn't arrive with cameras following her every move, and there was no attempt to turn the moment into a headline. She walked in quietly, headed straight to her suite, and let the game continue. That subtlety is exactly why people think this meant more than just showing up. When celebrities want attention, they make sure everyone knows. This time, it felt different, more personal, more intentional. Online, fans started describing the vibe as marriage energy, not because of anything she said, but because of what she didn't do. No posts, no statements, just presence. To many, that silence spoke louder than any announcement ever could. And once that idea took hold, it changed how people looked at the entire moment. Because if this wasn't about publicity, then it had to be about something else. Once fans stepped back and looked at the bigger picture, a pattern started to stand out. This wasn't a one-time appearance. Over the course of the season, Taylor Swift has consistently shown up to support Travis Kelce, not for publicity, but for presence. Different cities, different games, same quiet support. Early on, the attention felt loud. Cameras lingered, headlines exploded. But as time went on, something shifted. The spectacle faded, and what remained was consistency. She kept showing up even when the hype cooled down. That's the part fans can't ignore. Anyone can appear once. Staying involved week after week tells a different story. It suggests commitment, not curiosity. And when you connect that pattern to a Christmas Day appearance, a moment most people reserve for family, it suddenly feels less like coincidence and more like intention, which is exactly why the conversation didn't stop there. Once that pattern became clear, the conversation naturally shifted. Online, marriage speculation started gaining traction, not because of a ring or an announcement, but because of timing and behavior. Fans began pointing out that Taylor Swift wasn't just making appearances, she was showing up during moments that usually matter most. To be clear, there's been no official confirmation, no engagement photos, no statements from Taylor or Travis Kelce. Everything circulating right now is based on fan theories and online buzz. Still, the speculation didn't come out of nowhere. Holidays tend to amplify emotions, and a Christmas Day appearance carries a different weight than a regular season game. To many fans, it felt symbolic, like a quiet sign of long-term intentions. Some believe it shows comfort, others see stability. And while those interpretations are unverified, they reveal how closely people are watching every move. Because at this point, even the smallest details feel like they could be pointing to something bigger. What really set this moment apart wasn't just that she showed up, it was how she did it. There was no social media post before the game, no caption afterward. Taylor Swift didn't frame the moment or explain it. She let it exist quietly, without commentary. In a world where every appearance is usually documented and shared, that kind of silence stands out. It felt intentional, almost like she didn't want the focus on herself at all. The cameras did the talking, and even then, the moment was brief. No lingering shots, no dramatic reaction, just a simple glimpse before the broadcast moved on. That restraint is why fans keep saying this felt different, less like a headline and more like real life. And when moments start feeling real instead of performative, people naturally begin to wonder what comes next. When you step back, this really wasn't about football at all. Taylor Swift didn't make a spectacle of her appearance. There were no announcements, no spotlight-chasing moments, just a quiet decision to be there on Christmas Day when it mattered most. That's what made it feel symbolic instead of flashy. Support without noise, presence without performance. And for many fans, that carries more weight than any public statement ever could. Where this relationship goes from here is still unknown. There's been no confirmation, no timeline, and no promises made out loud. But moments like this tend to linger, especially when they feel intentional. So maybe the real story isn't about a game or even a headline. It's about what small, quiet choices might be signaling and what could come next.